Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Alexander Ogazabal. I'm a software engineer here at Microsoft and a Merrimack College alumni.
Hey everyone, I'm Gwendolyn Wonka-Sensory. I'm a security program manager here at Microsoft, and I am an alumna of Dakota State University.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to this AI learning series for students. We're so excited to have you and help you build your personal brand using tools in the Microsoft ecosystem. We're so happy to be helping you learn today about GitHub products and the GitHub Student Developer Pack. So what are we learning today in this first video?
So in this first episode, we're going to learn how to sign up for GitHub Copilot and download VS Code, and then we're going to learn how to create your first ever application with Copilot and no code.
All right, that's so awesome. Yeah, and later in the series, we're going to be helping you build a website from your resume, learning about hosting that website, and we'll also learn some more AI learnings that go through GitHub and agentic AI learnings to help you speed up your daily tasks. So thank you so much for joining us. Maybe we should kick it off with the first part, which is going over the GitHub Student Education Pack.
Yeah.
So if you look here at my screen, we're at github.com/education/students. This is the main homepage for students all across the world to learn about how they can access GitHub products for free. But I think a really cool step back is to understand what is GitHub and what does it mean for a student to use GitHub. So GitHub is a repository hosting website where tons of code from all across the world is centralized so that developers can contribute to single platforms at the same time. It's also a really great place to learn and host your first pieces of code. And within GitHub, they give us tons of tools that we can use to start coding and building websites, even if we don't have any coding background or experience. So with GitHub and becoming a student developer, you can get a ton of cool things. You can get GitHub Pro, which gives you unlimited repositories. You can get some actions and a bunch of cool resources, right? But really, what we want to do is sign up for GitHub Education. So if you're a student from anywhere in the world, you can come here and you can learn about all of the things that you get for free being a student. Either for students or teachers or schools, GitHub provides so much context, knowledge, and free resources for educational institutions to use. And if we scroll down, we can learn more about this thing called the Student Developer Pack. And this is a really cool idea where if you're a student, you can get thousands of dollars of resources for free. You can get learnings like this Intro to Copilot learning, GitHub Pro for free. We can get even some limited access to GitHub Copilot, which we can then use in other apps like Copilot app to go build things. We can get more learnings, access to really cool resources. So yeah, maybe we should now go and sign up for this. So if we go back to the students page, and scroll up to the top, we'll see this Join GitHub for Education button. And if we click that, and we're already signed into a GitHub account, we'll see this Start an Application button. So first, if we go to this education benefits in our signed in account, and we click Start Application, it'll ask us some information about the university we're attending and some proof of that. So we can say, we're a student, and since this is just a test, do you think we should use maybe a school like Microsoft College?
Yeah, let's do Microsoft College.
All right, so we'll say Microsoft College, which won't pop up because it's not a real university. We can have our email address for our test account, share our location, continue through. And because our university isn't selectable, it'll ask us some more information, which you wouldn't normally have to do. Normally, if you choose an institution or a school that exists, you'll just move to the next page. But here we can say our website is microsoft.com. Our email is alexandere@microsoft.com. And then I would say our school is a boot camp or career training, and we're definitely over 50,000 people. And then for an address, we'll put 1 Microsoft Way, city of Redmond in Washington in the United States. So let's scroll down, United States, and then region, let's go Washington. And now we have to provide some proof of our enrollment at our fictional university. So we can provide an unofficial transcript and upload a file for a demo. Yeah, and I'm not going to go ahead and submit the application, but if you were a student, you would. And after that, it would take you about 3 days, give or take, to get approved, and then you have access to your GitHub benefits. But if you come back down, you would then see a little button here that allows you to enroll for Copilot access. And in doing so, we can get access to the tools that we need to continue driving the rest of the series. Cool. So maybe, Gwen, do you want to show us a little bit about now what we go do after so we can start building?
Yeah, so let's say that you've already gone through this application, it's been 3 days, you've gone back here, you've logged in, and you've requested access to Copilot. So and then the next thing you would probably want to do is install the GitHub Copilot app. So we have the GitHub Copilot app right here, and I'm just going to click download for Windows, and this is at github.com, and then it's /feature/AI/GitHub app at the moment. So I'm going to wait for it to download, and then I'm going to install the GitHub Copilot app, and we're going to see what sorts of things we can build. In addition to installing the GitHub Copilot app, I'm also going to install Visual Studio Code, which I have right here. It's at code.visualstudio.com. And I'm just going to click download for Windows, and it'll automatically start the download. And this one is commonly abbreviated as VS Code. So we're just going to refer to it as VS Code for the rest of this episode. Okay, so now that it's installed, I'm going to go to my downloads folder, and I'm going to find it. So if I click on the VS Code user setup, it's going to tell me that's already installed because I already have it installed. But usually you would go through and you would continue with the installation. But for now, I'm just going to click no, and I'm going to move on to the GitHub Copilot app. So for GitHub Copilot, I'm going to go through the full installation process because it is not installed on my machine yet. So I'm going to click next. With the destination folder, we can just
That works.
probably leave it as this. Yeah, that works. And it's going to do the extraction and installation.
Cool.
So once you've downloaded the GitHub Copilot app and you signed in and everything, you'll be put on this page. So I'm just going to continue. And then for this one, you can choose a theme. So personally, my favorite color is purple. So I'm going to choose a purple theme. And looks like you have a garbage oracle.
Whoa.
All right, I'm going to finish. I'm going to type my repository because I love my new pink theme for my GitHub Copilot app. So now that we're logged into the GitHub Copilot app, and you can see I have several things I can do here. I can get started with one of their auto-generated project ideas. I could build a snake game, I could build a web app, a space exploration quiz. The possibilities are endless. So over here you can see I have a chat window. I don't have any chats yet, so there's none there yet. But once I start a chat with Copilot, it'll show up in my chats window, and I'll have easy access to everything, and I can context switch between different types of projects. So to start off here, I think what we're going to do is just create like a simple website, maybe like a Hello World website. So I'm going to tell Copilot, I'm going to say create a simple website that says Hello World and also has like a big smiley face in the center.
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. Hopefully, Copilot can do this task with no worries.
We'll see. So I just give it to Copilot, I press enter, and it looks like it's starting a session right now.
Yeah, super awesome.
All right, so it looks like right now it's setting up a single page site and it's going ahead and creating the files in this workspace. So this would be the workspace that I originally opened the GitHub Copilot app in. Look at that. It already created index.html with a big center layout, and it says it shows a smiley face and hello world. But like I don't really want to like open it in the browser yet. Like what if I just tell it to open it?
Let's see what it can do.
I'll say open it in the canvas. And the canvas is this like context window over here on the side.
Wow.
There we go. Smiley face.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome attempt. Wow. Well, maybe I see this, it has this little weird session. Maybe we can now move this, ask it maybe to move it to the documents folder, because I think it made, the code right now within Copilot. So let's say, hey, can you please move the website to my documents folder? Yeah, I think you should always give niceties to your AI. You should always say, please or thank you. So it looks like it's moved it into my documents folder. So maybe now let's go look at this in a browser. Maybe I can say, can you please open this in the browser for me? There we go.
Which browser do you think it's going to use?
I think it can only use Edge. I hope it only has Edge. And there we go.
Oh, look at that.
Awesome. It's open in the browser. And now maybe, you want to learn more about the code or see how it looks. Well, we downloaded VS Code earlier, so maybe we can go now see it in VS Code. It's all prompt, say, hey, can you open in VS Code? Oh, it's code. Awesome. It's launching it. Perfect. So we've now opened this VS Code window, and it's the first time we've been using it. So we can X out of here, and yeah, awesome, we can see it. So VS Code is a text editor that we can use to edit the code if we want to go manually edit it ourselves, learn about the code. It's a great, cool thing. It's also produced here at Microsoft, but yeah, so now, we've seen the code, we've seen the website getting built. Super awesome. I'm super happy to see all of this working.
Thank you guys so much for joining us in this first episode of your AI learning series. In this episode, we went over the GitHub Developer Pack for students. We also went over how to install the GitHub Copilot app and how you should also install VS Code. And we went over our first ever prompt in Copilot to make our own personal Hello World website.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. All of the links and resources to sign up for the Student Developer Pack or for the GitHub Copilot app or VS Code will be in the description of this video, so go check that out. And what are we going to be talking about in the next video?
Yeah, so in our next episode, make sure to join us because we're going to be talking about how to make your own personal website from your resume. We're excited to see you there.
Awesome. Super awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Bye.